interconnected ocean, a vast blue expanse critical to life on Earth. And there's no better animal to represent the story of the ocean with all its splendor and uncertainty than the killer whale, or as it's scientifically known, the Orcinus orca. The orca lives in every corner of the ocean, from the Arctic to the Atlantic, the Southern to the Indian, to the mighty Pacific and beyond. This whale's story is the ocean's story, and it is one we all share.
Welcome to SeaWorld's Orca Encounter. My name is Hannah, and I'm so honored to introduce you to these intriguing and majestic animals. There's nothing like seeing killer whales up close and learning about them and their natural behaviors. We hope today's Orca Encounter gives you a better understanding of these incredible animals and all that they represent.
Sorry about that.
While they are found in every ocean, orcas living off the coast of Iceland are quite different than those on the coastline.
So big.
In fact, there are at least 10 types or ecotypes of killer whales.
네, 엄청 크지.
An ecotype describes the differences between killer whale size, physical form, prey, social structure, and habitat. As you can see, the differences are subtle, but noticeable when compared side by side. Orcas are adapted perfectly to their environments. And even the whale's black and white coloration has a purpose. It camouflages the outline of their bodies in the water, making it easier for them to surprise and catch their prey. When viewed from above, the black of the whale blends in with the dark depths of the ocean. When viewed from below, the orca's white bellies match the brighter surface of the water, blending with the light above, giving them the perfect camouflage.
Orky will help me demonstrate to you some of their physical characteristics. Their blowhole is perfectly designed for catching a quick breath of air at the surface of the water. Even the location of her eyes works to her advantage. It looks like it's located in that white oval eye patch, but that is a visual distraction. Her eyes are actually located in the black area, just in front, camouflage from thrashing prey. The fin on the whale's back is called the dorsal fin. It helps stabilize orcas as they swim. It also helps regulate their body temperature, since there is no bone or muscle structure in this fin at all. Not Sometimes you may see it curve. The flippers on either side of the whale's body are called pectoral flippers. They're mainly used for steering and stopping. Pectoral flippers have 5 bony discs inside of them, just like the human hand. And the lobes on either side of the whale's tail are called tail flukes. The tail flukes are the killer whale's engine, propelling them to speeds of almost 30 miles per hour. That's as fast as some of our speedboats. But they swim the fastest and use the most power when propelling their nearly 10,000-pound bodies all the way up and out of the water.
Killer whales are highly social animals with a well-defined social structure. An orcapod is always led by a female. Though just half the size of her male counterpart, she is in charge. It's all about attitude, not size. Because they live and work as a group, orcas need to communicate with sounds and body language. Orcas use clicks for echolocation or navigation. Whistles to socialize in the pod. And calls for group coordination and hunting. Vocal development studies here at SeaWorld show that early on, calves learn vocalization from their mothers. But as they grow, they learn from others close to them as well. This is a bottlenose dolphin call that Shuka learned and even taught other killer whales here at SeaWorld. In fact, orcas are the largest members of the dolphin family. Whales here and in the wild use vocalization to communicate all the time.
Like all animals, killer whales use body language as a form of their communication. They can use pectoral flaps at the surface of the water to show dominance or to get noticed. For example, a mother might use the pec flap to get her calf's attention. But when they really want to be heard, they breathe. Killer whales use spy hopping to get a better view of their environment and coordinate with each other while they hunt.
물개도 잡아. 물개. 쟤네 고래들이 물개도 잡아.
Flaps are another form of communication that killer whales use out in the wild and right here at SeaWorld.
Killer whales work together to rear their young, protect their pod, and most importantly, pursue, and catch their prey. Every day they cooperate to survive in the wild oceans of the world. The orca's hunting techniques are as varied as the whales themselves. Norwegian killer whales will circle herring, herding them together. The whales use sounds to coordinate with each other and to disorient the herring. With the fish confused and contained, the whales stun them with their powerful tail flukes, making for an easy meal.
Killer whales in the southern hemisphere can actually capture sea lions by pulling them right off the beach. Our whales are showing off a similar behavior and movement right here in front of all of you. Antarctic orcas will actually create waves that wash over floating ice, knocking unsuspecting seals right into the water. Makani is showing off this same wave-making technique, demonstrating one of the most impressive and complex hunting abilities killer whales have developed around the world. Now you just saw these waves crashing in front of you, but you can't truly imagine the amount of water displaced until you experience it firsthand. Luckily, I have two very special volunteers, so take a seat right here. That's gonna be your iceberg. Hang on tight, and the whales are on their way. Who's ready to see them get wet? Oh, I think we can do better than that. Who's ready to see them get absolutely drenched? All right, you guys ready? This water's about 55 degrees, and you guys are gonna get to meet Shuka today. Shuka's 5,000 pounds. Now we're just gonna move inconspicuously over here while we have our entire section of volunteers. Very nice, guys. Well, because killer whales are found in all parts of the ocean, it's no surprise they eat all types of prey, including other whales. The blue whale on the screen behind me is the largest animal on Earth. In fact, it is 5 times longer and 50 times heavier than a killer whale. So, how does a killer whale this size prey on a blue whale that size out in the ocean? Well, it's all possible because killer whales are the ultimate team players.
In this example, we see the larger male orcas surround the sperm whale, forming a perimeter, while the females continue to drive the whale forward until it reaches exhaustion. The calves then move in to join the adults in the group. Whatever their prey, killer whales always cooperate and hunt together, making them a highly successful predator.
Play is an important part of everyday life for killer whales. It's how they teach their young to hunt and practice their skills as they grow. Killer whales are always showing off their playful side, both out in the wild and right here at SeaWorld. Porpoising is why killer whales swim fast at the surface. breaking out of the water just briefly. You can see them doing this when capturing a ride in the wake of a boat or when surfing in an ocean wave. Killer whales love to be touched. Will often rub their bellies on rocks when they can, showing off this same behavior and movement, just like killer whales in British Columbia would. Killer whales in the wild will also imitate one another. We see it here at SeaWorld all the time. The whales are always learning from and mimicking one another. Now, playful behavior does have a purpose. For example, killer whales in the wild might use a tail whip in hunting to stun fish, but today, I think they're gonna come stun everyone sitting in our soak zone. Here at SeaWorld. It helps us build trusted relationships, provide optimal health care, research, and quality of life. All our whales here take an active role in their own health and well-being. For example, they can roll over and present us their tail fluid. This is helpful in getting a voluntary blood sample from the vein that runs along the inside of their tail. We do really important health care, or what we call husbandry behaviors, with our whales, which can include getting a weight on them, getting a breast sample, getting a fecal sample, even allowing our whales to ask them to pee into a cup. All that's really important to our healthcare training. Now, I want to take a moment to introduce you guys to one of our superstars of our presentation. I could talk about these whales all day, but during our presentation, we met Pete, Ulysses, and Orchid. Now, Pete's coming out here. He just turned 31 years old on Groundhog Day, and he was one of the first killer whales I ever started working with, so he truly has a special place in my heart. He's not the most athletic whale, but his favorite thing in the whole world is hanging out with his trainers and learning really cool, different learning concepts. He also loves getting back rubs and getting snowballs and big old hugs. Now, it's truly an honor to be able to come to work every day and build a relationship with Pete, along with all the 8 killer whales as well. We interact with our whales all day, every day, to engage and stimulate their minds, diet, exercise, and of course, play. I'll help keep our whales in great shape.
The whales here at SeaWorld have helped killer whales in the wild by participating in many research studies. One ongoing study monitors the whale's heart rate and breathing to understand how marine noise pollution from ship engines and other sources affect wild populations. In another study, scientists from NOAA the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration took measurements of the killer whales living here, including pregnant whales. By comparing these measurements with drone footage of killer whales in the wild, scientists are able to monitor the wild population's nutritional and reproductive states. Other research has been done here at SeaWorld on the mother whale's milk composition. This research will help create an effective model to understand how toxins in the ocean impact wild killer whales and their milk supply. What we learn from the whales in our care every day is actively helping whales in the wild survive. And just by being here today, you've supported our rescue, research, and conservation efforts all around the world. If we work together, like the killer whale, we can protect the future of the Orcinus orca and this beautiful planet that we all share.